The entertainment world is reeling this morning after horrifying video evidence surfaced showing actors Lu Yuning and Zhao Lusi being pursued by what can only be described as a violent mob of Sasaengs fans following last night's charity concert in Chengdu. The chase, which lasted over 20 minutes and spanned multiple city blocks, ended only when a full police convoy intervened to extract the terrified celebrities from a situation that law enforcement officials are now describing as potentially fatal. But here's the question that has everyone from Beijing to Los Angeles demanding answers. How did a night meant to celebrate art and charity transform into a nightmare scenario where two beloved public figures genuinely feared for their lives? And why are some people actually defending the fans who caused this chaos? The images flooding social media are nothing short of apocalyptic, and they paint a picture of modern celebrity culture gone catastrophically wrong. In grainy cell phone footage captured by horrified bystanders, Lu Yuning and Zhao Lusi can be seen sprinting down a Chengdu street at 11:45 p.m., their formal concert attire torn and disheveled, with Zhao Lusi having lost one of her heels and running barefoot on pavement. Behind them, a mass of approximately 300 people gives chase, screaming, pushing, and trampling over anyone who gets in their way. The sound captured in these videos is described by those who have watched them as absolutely chilling. A cacophony of screams, demands, and what security experts identify as the distinct sound of a crowd that has lost all sense of rational behavior. At one point in the footage, Lu Yuning can be seen physically shielding Zhao Lusi as the mob closes in. Right before police vehicles screech to a halt and officers in riot gear literally form a human wall between the celebrities and their pursuers. The question everyone is asking: what kind of fandom drives people to hunt down the very celebrities they claim to love? But the most disturbing revelation came hours later, when hospital records leaked online revealed that both Lu Yuning and Zhao Lusi were treated for injuries sustained during their escape. Zhao Lusi reportedly suffered severe cuts to her feet from running barefoot on glass and debris, bruising consistent with being grabbed forcefully, and was treated for shock and hyperventilation. Lu Yuning sustained what doctors classified as defensive wounds on his arms and back, plus a suspected concussion from being struck by a thrown object during the chase. Even more alarmingly, sources from Chengdu People's Hospital report that 3 bystanders who tried to help the celebrities were also hospitalized with injuries ranging from being trampled by the crowd to being physically assaulted by Sasaengs fans who viewed them as obstacles. The total count of injured parties has now reached 17 people. Yet incredibly, there are corners of the internet where fans are arguing that the celebrities brought this on themselves by attending a public event. How did we reach a point where victim blaming applies to people who were literally hunted through city streets? The events of last night began innocently enough at the Chengdu Music Hall, where a star-studded charity concert was being held to raise funds for rural education initiatives in Sichuan province. Lu Yuning had been invited as a special guest performer, having achieved significant success not just as an actor, but also as a singer with a powerful vocal range. Zhao Lusi attended as a supporter and donor, having recently become an advocate for educational causes. The concert itself was by all accounts a beautiful evening of music and philanthropy, with performances by numerous artists and emotional testimonials from students who had benefited from the programs being supported. Security at the venue appeared adequate during the concert itself. The Chengdu Music Hall has a capacity of 3,000 people, and according to event organizers, all proper security protocols were followed. Metal detectors screened attendees, security personnel were stationed throughout the venue, and there were designated areas for fan interactions and photograph opportunities. Concertgoers who spoke to media outlets afterward described the atmosphere inside as respectful and joyful, with audiences appreciating the performances and supporting the charitable cause. Nothing about the event itself suggested the horror that would unfold once it concluded. The problems began during the final moments of the concert, when Lu Yuning performed an emotional duet with another artist. According to multiple witnesses, a group of fans near the front of the venue began shouting demands for Lu Yuning to perform another song with Zhao Lusi specifically. When this didn't happen, these fans reportedly became agitated. Concert security noticed the disturbance but assessed it as manageable and not requiring intervention at that point. This would prove to be a catastrophic miscalculation as the concert concluded around 11 p.m. and attendees began filing out. Lu Yuning and Zhao Lusi exited through what was supposed to be a secure backstage area. The plan, according to their security teams, was for them to leave in separate vehicles from a private exit that only venue staff and event organizers knew about. However, what they didn't account for was the presence of Sasaeng fans who had been tracking the celebrities' movements through various means throughout the evening. Sasaeng culture, for those unfamiliar with this disturbing phenomenon, refers to obsessive fans who engage in extreme behavior to get close to celebrities. Unlike regular fans who respect boundaries, Sasaeng fans employ tactics that include stalking, installing tracking devices on vehicles, hacking private information, bribing hotel and airline employees for scheduled details, and in extreme cases, breaking into homes or engaging in physical harassment. The term originated in South Korea but has spread throughout Asian entertainment industries, and China has seen an alarming rise in Sasaeng behavior over the past 5 years. What happened at the Chengdu Music Hall represents an escalation of Sasaeng behavior to a level that law enforcement and entertainment industry professionals are calling unprecedented and unacceptable. According to reconstructed timelines based on security footage, witness statements, and the celebrities' own accounts given to police, approximately 200 Sasaeng fans had gathered outside the venue's private exit well before the concert ended. These were not casual fans hoping for a glimpse. They came prepared with equipment including professional cameras, recording devices, and significantly, tools for breaching security barriers. When Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi emerged from the venue at 11:20 p.m., the Sasaeng mob immediately surged forward. Security personnel attempted to form a protective barrier, but they were quickly overwhelmed by the sheer number of people and the level of aggression displayed. Within seconds, the situation devolved from crowded to dangerous. Fans broke through the initial security line, grabbed at the celebrities' clothing, and began shouting demands for photographs, autographs, and personal information. Zhang Ming, a security guard who was knocked unconscious during the initial surge and later treated for a concussion, described the scene from his hospital bed. "I've worked security at major events for 15 years, Zhang said in an interview with Chengdu Daily News. "I've dealt with excited crowds, I've managed fan situations. What happened last night was nothing like that. These people were not fans, they were hunters. Their eyes had this wild, obsessed look. When we tried to create space for Mr. Liu and Miss Zhao to reach their vehicles, these so-called fans attacked us. Not pushed, attacked. I was punched in the face and then kicked when I fell. All because I was doing my job protecting two people who were clearly terrified. The vehicles that were supposed to extract Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi couldn't get close enough, because the Sasaeng crowd had blocked the exit route with their own cars and bodies. This is when the decision was made to attempt an escape on foot to a secondary location where vehicles could potentially reach them. This decision, made in a moment of panic and with limited options, led directly to the terrifying chase that would be captured on multiple cameras. Video footage shows Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi, accompanied by 2 bodyguards and 1 venue security officer, beginning to run down Renmin Road, one of Chengdu's main thoroughfares. The Sasaeng mob immediately gave chase. What makes the footage so disturbing is the clear escalation of danger with each passing minute. Initially, it appears to be a crowd following celebrities. But as the chase continues and the celebrities show signs of exhaustion and fear, the mob's behavior becomes increasingly aggressive and violent at the intersection of Renmin Road and Sasaengs Street, approximately 4 blocks from the concert venue. One of Zhao Lusi's heels broke and she nearly fell. Liu Yuning immediately stopped and helped her remove both shoes, so she could continue running. This moment of care between the 2 celebrities has been widely shared on social media, with many noting that even in a situation of extreme danger, Liu Yuning's first instinct was to protect his colleague. However, this pause allowed the Sasaeng mob to close the distance significantly. "Give us a photo. Just one photo." Multiple voices can be heard screaming in the footage. But the aggressive way the crowd was pursuing them made it clear this was not a reasonable request from respectful fans. Several members of the mob were holding objects that would later be used as projectiles. Others were using their phones not to photograph but to live stream the chase to thousands of viewers online, some of whom were providing real-time advice on which routes to take to cut off the fleeing celebrities. This element, the live streaming and crowdsourcing of the chase, represents a particularly modern and disturbing aspect of the incident. Digital forensics teams working with Chengdu police have identified at least 47 separate live streams that were broadcasting the chase as it happened. Some of these streams had audiences in the thousands, and chat logs show viewers actively participating by analyzing the celebrities' likely routes and suggesting ways for the pursuers to trap them. "Turn left at the next corner. They're heading toward the river. One commenter wrote during a live stream that has since been taken down but was archived by investigators.